You know, in the NFL playoffs, some games are these epic, down-to-the-wire nail-biters. And then there are games like this one. A huge divisional rivalry, Super Bowl dreams on the line. Let's just dive right into the story of how a massive showdown turned into a jaw-dropping, one-sided blowout.
And look, I know how that sounds. You're probably thinking, no way, that's gotta be an exaggeration. But for this NFC divisional game, it was basically the truth. A game that was hyped up as this epic battle was pretty much decided before most people had even settled into their seats.
And this is why. 95, that is how many yards Rashid Shaheed ran on the opening kickoff. He just sliced right through the 49ers and took it to the house for a touchdown. Boom. 12 seconds in, and Seattle had already landed a haymaker.
Yeah, that play, it wasn't just 7 points on the board. Oh no. It was a statement. It set this absolutely brutal, relentless tone for the entire game, which, by the way, ended in a staggering 41-6 Seahawks win. This wasn't just a victory. It was a complete and total knockout.
So you gotta be asking, how in the world did they pull this off? Well, this was no fluke. What we all got to see was a straight-up masterclass from the Seahawks. I'm talking a perfect performance in all three phases of the game. They basically put the entire league on notice. And you can really see that dominance right here. The special teams obviously got the party started. Then the defense, the best in the NFL, was just suffocating. I mean, they forced 6 total turnovers when you count the turnovers on downs. And the offense, they just pounded the rock, ran all over them, and controlled the game. It was a clinic, plain and simple.
Let's just zero in on that defense for a second, because it was something else. They made life an absolute nightmare for the 49ers quarterback, Brock Purdy. Just look at that. He was pressured on 58% of his dropbacks. To put that into perspective for you, that was the second highest pressure rate he had faced in his entire career. He had absolutely nowhere to go.
And you can see exactly what all that pressure did to him. When the heat was on, Purdy completed just 6 passes. He threw a pick, he got sacked twice, and he even lost a fumble. The Seahawks D-line completely took apart the 49ers' whole game plan.
So here's how fast it all just snowballed out of control. It starts with that touchdown from Shaheed. Then the 49ers get the ball and their drive completely stalls out on a failed 4th down. A couple plays later, bam! Ernest Jones forces a fumble, and before San Francisco even knew what hit him, Sam Darnold is throwing a touchdown pass. Just like that, 7-0 became 17-0. The route was on.
And the crazy part is, Seattle didn't even need their quarterback, Sam Darnold, to be some kind of superhero. He came into the game with an injury, but he just played smart, efficient football. He let his defense and his running game do all the heavy lifting. He was the perfect game manager.
Okay. We've talked all about Seattle's incredible performance, but for every dominant win, there's a team on the other side of that beatdown. So let's flip the script and take a look at the other side of this thing. What on earth happened to the San Francisco 49ers?
All season long, the 49ers were that team. You know, the gritty, resilient team that just found a way to win, no matter what. But on this night, against an opponent this good, the magic just completely ran out.
Now, it is really important to remember, they were not at full strength, not even close. You take cornerstone guys like Nick Bosa on defense and George Kittle on offense out of the lineup, and yeah, this banged-up team was really just hanging on by a thread.
And then there were the mistakes. The coaching errors were just glaring. You're down 7-0, you have a chance to answer back, it's 4th and 1, and Coach Shanahan gets a little too cute. Instead of a simple quarterback sneak or a dive, he calls this tricky pitch play that just goes nowhere. It was a huge, unforced error that just killed any chance they had at momentum.
With their star tight end out, the 49ers absolutely needed their receivers to step up. But instead, they were just nowhere to be found. Look at these numbers. 10 targets and only 3 catches for 24 yards. I'm sorry, but you're just not going to win any playoff game, let alone this one, with that kind of performance. And this really just captures the brutal finality of it all, doesn't it? The entire identity they had built all season long, the scrappy team that always found a way, it was completely shattered by the reality of this one awful night. This wasn't just a loss, it was the end of that team's whole mystique.
So where do these two huge rivals go from here? I mean, this single game has now sent them on 2 totally different paths as they look toward the future.
And just to put the sheer scale of this loss into perspective, let's look at this number. 35. That was the final margin of defeat. This wasn't just a bad playoff loss. It was the second biggest playoff loss in the entire history of the San Francisco 49ers franchise. Just wow. And here they are, the diverging paths.
For the Seahawks, this game just reinforces all of their Super Bowl hopes. Right now, they look like the most complete and dangerous team left. But for the 49ers, a long, painful offseason is coming, full of tough questions about injuries, who to bring back, and how they're going to close this massive gap.
Which really just leaves us with one final, huge question. Was this the moment a champion was crowned in Seattle? Or was this the kind of humiliating, historic beatdown that lights a fire under a rival and fuels an epic revenge tour next season? I guess we'll have to wait and see.